everybody. Joe Scott here with HigherHertz.com, and welcome to another episode of How to Play the 5-String Banjo. Before we get started, please make sure to click the subscribe button below if you haven't done so already, and also click that little bell. That way you'll get notification for future videos. So let's get started. All right, so in today's episode, we are going to learn how to tune this beast. So tuning is kind of hard at first, and so we just want to take a little time here to get you off on the right foot, because it's super important to be in tune for many reasons, the most of which it won't drive your family or your friends or your neighbors nuts. If you're playing out of tune, that's not a good thing. So on the banjo, we have 5 strings. The very bottom string, the one closest to the floor, is string number 1. Or, in musical terms, it's a D note. The second string, this one, is a B, okay? The third string is a G. The fourth string's a D. And the fifth string is a G. There are different ways to tune this instrument. If you have a piano in your home, you can actually match the pitches of the instrument to the notes on the piano. All right. If you don't have a piano or any kind of reference instrument whatsoever, then you just have to do it all by ear. And so that means you have to say, well, I guess that string's in tune. Even if it's not in tune with the piano, it doesn't matter. We can tune the rest of the banjo by having that string as the starting point or the reference. As we said, that's a D. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to match the second string to the first string. And when you go on your second string, you've got the first fret, second fret, third fret. If you go to the third fret and depress it, press it down, it should be the same pitch as your first string open. Open meaning you're not fretting it anywhere. So first string open is a D, and your second string third fret is a D. See how those sound exactly the same? You can't tell which note I'm hitting because they're in tune. Now, if your second string, your B string, let's say it's too low. Okay, on purpose, I tuned it down. Now when I go up here and I play the second string, third fret, and when I compare it to the first string, they don't sound alike. If I strike them together, that doesn't sound good. So first you have to discern, is this string that's out of tune, the second string, is it lower in pitch or higher in pitch than the string that's in tune? So when I strike the in tune one and I strike the out of tune one, I hear that that's lower, which means it's flat, it's too low. So what that means is I'm going to have to tighten the second string tuning peg. I'm going to have to tighten it so it goes up in pitch, right? So I go, there's the correct note, there's the wrong note. So it's too low. I'm going to pick the wrong note as I tune this so I can hear that I'm going the right direction. I want to go up in pitch. Hear it going up? When I think I've got it, I go back, I hit the correct note, first string open, and compare it to the second string, third fret. It's still a little low. Now you may or may not be able to hear these differences until your ear gets better, and that's okay. But do your best initially. We're going to get into some other tuning methods in a moment. So it's still a little low or flat, so I'm going to strike it with my thumb as I bring it up. Well, let's check it. First string, good, open. Second string, third fret. Pretty close. Now, believe it or not, I'm a little sharp. I'm a little too high. So I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Depending on your banjo, the tuning machines here can be very sensitive, and you sometimes have to just barely turn them to make a difference. First string is good, open. Second string, closer, it's still just a tad sharp. So I'm going to bring it down. There we go. Now those sound pretty much exactly the same. So we're starting with the first string open as a D, and we're tuning the second string to the first string by pushing on the second string, third fret, and making them sound the same. Now those two are in tune. Now we want to tune the third string, or your G string, to your second string. Now, when you hit your second string open, that's a B, and when you hit your third string on the 4th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, when you push down on the 3rd string 4th fret, that should be a B as well. That should be the same note as that. So right now they're in tune. Hear how they sound just alike? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this G. I'm going to sharp it on purpose. Okay? Now it's definitely not in tune. If I compare the correct open string to the wrong 3rd string 4th fret, hear how it's too high in comparison? Da, da, ba, ba. So it's sharp. So that means I'm going to want to loosen the 3rd string or tune it down. I'm guessing, getting it close, checking it. 2nd string open and the 3rd string 4th fret should match. Correct one? Ooh, I got it right. Pretty close the first time. Now those your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string are in tune. Now, to tune your 4th string to your 3rd string, I'll go ahead and make it flat or too low. All right, so the 3rd string is correct, it's a G. To match the 4th string, I gotta go 4th string up to the 5th fret. And it should sound the same as the 3rd string open. So here's the correct, here's the wrong. Yeah, it's flat, it's too low. And again, it might take you a while to start to learn and hear the difference between sharp and flat. So if it's too low, that means I need to tighten it. So I'm gonna guess, and again, I hit it as I turn it to make sure I'm turning the right direction. So checking again, 3rd string to 4th string. Nah, it's still too low. Go up some more. Check it. 3rd string open, 4th string, 5th fret. Now that's pretty close, but the 4th string's still a little too low. I'm gonna go up. That's probably pretty close. Check it again. Oh, I went too high. Okay, now the first 4 strings are in tune. All right, now we got to tune the 5th string, all right? And it should match the 1st string. When I play the 1st string, 5th fret, that's what the 5th string open should sound like. So I'm gonna flat this one. So here's the 1st string, 5th fret is correct, it's a G. And the 5th string open, ooh, see, dun, dun, it's too low. So I gotta tighten the 5th string until I think I got it close. Close. Not quite though, it's still a little flat. And again, your ears are gonna get better over time at hearing this. Oh, pretty good. So now the 5th string open is in tune with the 1st string, 5th fret. The 2nd string, 3rd fret is in tune with the 1st string open. The 3rd string, 4th fret is in tune with the 2nd string open. And the 4th string, 5th fret is in tune with the 3rd string open. And all together, that makes a G chord, a regular old G major chord. So again, if you don't have a piano or some kind of pitch reference nearby, then you're just gonna have to say, well, I guess that 1st string's in tune. And then you'll tune the rest of the banjo with it. Now, I mentioned a pitch reference. One pitch reference is what's called a tuning fork. And a tuning fork is an interesting creature. You hold it back here. There's a little ball on one end, and it looks like the letter U. You got to hold it like so. Put it on the bridge is the best place. You hit it, you strike it. You hear that pitch? That will give you your opening note. And again, these are the trickiest ways to tune, doing it by ear and with the pitch reference. So what I would encourage you to do, especially in the beginning, would be to buy an electronic tuner. Now, electronic tuners come in all shapes and sizes. You can find them on the internet at places like sweetwater.com, fullcompass.com, guitarcenter.com, and you can find them or just Google electronic tuners for banjo or guitar. The one that I love is called a Snark, believe it or not, and it's this little guy here. And it's a clip-on tuner. So in other words, what you do is it's got this little clip and you just put it on top of the instrument like so. You clip it to the headstock and you can actually see as I pick that 1st string, which should be a D, It is. Now, if it were a little flat, let me tune it down. See how the red bar goes below the center? As I bring it up in pitch, there you go. Once you've got it pegged, then it's perfectly in tune. Then the same with your second string, B, it's a little flat. I got to bring it up until... and your G, and your D. So you don't even have to have a good ear, and this will just work. And then your high G. So the snarks are awesome tuners. All right, so that's how the clip-on works. One more is you can actually, for both Apple phones as well as Androids, you can get for free an app for tuning an instrument. It works the same way as the snark, although on this particular model on an iPhone you have a needle. When I play the note, that's a D, and you notice the needle's just below the 0, so that means it's flat, so I got to move it up just a little bit. And when the screen on this particular version is, when it's right in tune, it'll turn red, and if I go to the B, same thing, D, and G. Okay, so there's the three. You got the tuning by ear, where you tune the instrument with itself with a pitch reference, and then you have the clip-on snark tuner, and you have the application that you can download onto your phone. Again, I would recommend, if you can afford it, the snarks, they're start around $10, so super affordable. Or on the phone, most of the time they're free. Wonderful tools, and again, it's super important to be in tune. You'll enjoy playing better if you're in tune as well. We do have links below to all the products and services I mentioned in the video, so make sure to check those out as well. So that's it for today's lesson. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so by clicking on the subscribe button. Also, click that little bell and you'll get notifications on future videos. Please comment in the comments section if there's something you enjoyed or something else you'd like to see on the video. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And remember to practice, practice, practice. And I look forward to seeing you at the next 5-string banjo lesson.